that confidence God has given to us. So same way, let all of us get the confidence in our day-to-day life. And the confidence should not be shown to the world, but to us inside that I am that. I am that higher I. Whatever I am doing is to Lord's feet. So bhajan is a form of offerings to Lord. Even though Mirabai used to do bhajans, but many a time she doesn't know whether she's wearing clothes, she is in what place. She was absolutely not at all bothered to the outer world because the bhajan was her way to come closer to God. And finally, she was taken, she became one with the God. So I'm very happy, whatever the bhajan sir is going to have. But this proves that when you do constantly, mukam karoti vachalam pangum lange, we are in that path. So this sir is setting an example. I'm very, very thankful to sir. It's good. Yes.
This was don't curse.
Yes, sir.
Later, don't curse. This was
No, I'm actually, sir, I'm happy that you are setting an example because it doesn't matter. Bhajan in any form is going towards Vishwarupa Darshan. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, we have seen Grahastha Jnani, then we have seen Sannyasa Jnani, right? Now I think it is the last few verses, right? Yes. So, what do we understand by Grahastha Jnani? Is there something like that, Grahastha Jnani? So all of us are Grahastha, and if you are following the dharmic way, we are Jnani.
Sotradindriyani yani Samyamagni sujuvati Sabdadin Vishayanaya Indriyani sujuvati
some sense organs like ears into the fire sense control. Others offer sense objects like sound into the fire of sense organs. From our experience, we all know if we constantly seek to satisfy our senses, they grow more demanding, leading us further away from inner peace. True joy comes not from indulging our desires, but from mastering them and finding freedom within ourselves. By letting go of sensory cravings, we open the door to lasting inner happiness and personal liberation. Translation. Others offer hearing and other senses in the sacrificial fire of restraint. Still others offer sound and other objects of the senses as sacrifice in the fire of the senses. Interpretation. Lord Krishna tells us about two paths to achieve spiritual elevation. Path of sense negation, path of devotion. The key difference lies in controlling external stimuli versus managing internal perceptions. The former focuses on external restraint, while the latter focuses on inner control, both leading to a deeper meditative state. Great masters who follow the path of sense negation offer their senses to the fire of self-control so that they get burnt up and lead to freedom and joy for the inner self of the man. Common people, on the other hand, follow the path of devotion, offering their sensory experiences to fire of divine perception, enabling them to see, taste, feel, and perceive God in all aspects of life. Conclusion. For most people, following the path of devotion is more fitting, as it does not involve forcibly suppressing the senses, which demands significant willpower. Practicing restraint from sensory indulgence helps in achieving inner joy and peace. Very well.
How will you achieve this? I have one practical way. See, every verse should have a practical way. Otherwise, we will go on reading, becoming jnani only by words.
Being Kragastha,
Yes,
we love to dance for the music, but it will have a divine approach. Each and everything in our senses, through our senses, what we are experiencing as a Kragastha will be a divine one.
so I want everyone, whenever, like my guru also says, you practically tell, like you're talking to a small child. When a child can understand, any adult should understand. Means, it should be so simplified. For my understanding, what does the verse say is, if a person is indulging for taste or visual pleasure or smell and is indulging, he is not restraining. Like if I like some like someone people like eating some, for example, ice cream. The child wants to eat ice cream, but he's indulging into it. Like every day he wants one ice cream. Then he is not the master. He is going to be, he is diving into the fire of senses. But if I restrain willfully, you should not suffer. You cannot depress something, then you will one day get and go and eat more ice cream. For me, practically, how I have done is like when I go to a shop, I know what I want to buy. And nowadays, malls are all over. Whenever you go into the mall, from beginning only, there will be glittering things, especially at your height, 5 feet or something. Everything will be so much attractive. We forget afterwards what I came to buy. I am so focused because we know at least in the mall, left side is the utensils, right side is the material to eat food, center is some clothes. If I want to buy one shirt, I have to straight go, collect it. Maybe while coming, I can have my senses a little bit here and there, but come home. That is what practically I do. And I have achieved quite a bit of restraining. Yeah. I don't know about others, but this is practical controlling. You can't really control your all the desires and senses one time.
It's also good to have a list.
Yes.
Yeah. Go to a small dukan.
Yes. Yes. So if we can do these practical things, then we understand what is the path of devotion. Then the next step is, even whatever you get, you have to devote to Lord. See, whenever we buy a new thing, we first keep in front of Lord. We get a first salary, we put in front of Lord, or we have a house, we do puja. That is what they're saying. Yeah. So bhakti, again, now this, because of these chapters now, it's slowly moving to bhakti. Okay, sir, you want to say? So you say something. Practical way you want to.
Can it be just like the screw and nail that we spoke? So screw it just fits and we unscrew it whenever needed. And
Yes.
the nail it is fixed. So we should be like a screw.
Yes, yes. We can loosen or tighten whenever we want.
But
That should have a willpower.
Yeah,
Yes,
strong willpower.
they're talking about the two parts. One is restraint, the other is devotion. What is that?
You abstain from sensory. You indulge in devotion.
Oh,
Yes. So the jnanis will do everything with devotion. So then they don't have to restrain or suppress. Some things they will, everything is gone for the feet of Lord.
After new practice.
Yes, but yeah, that requires practice.
Sarvendriya Karma Indra Sarva Indriya Karmani Prana Karmani Tapre Atma Samaya Mayo Karmo Duati Jnana Dipite. Others offer all the functions of the sense organs and all the functions of prana into the fire of self-control, kindled by discrimination. Operate, others. Duhati offer. Sarvani Indira Karmani, all the functions of the sense organs. Prana Karmani, all the functions of prana. Atma Samaya Moyo Agno, the fire of self-control. Jnana Dipite, kindled by knowledge. Others offer all the functions of the sense organ and all the functions of prana into the fire of self-control, kindled by discrimination. We have got many ways. One is 4 yajnas we know. Brahma Jnana Yajna, Daiva Yajna, Indriya, Samyama Yajna, Visaya Nigra Yajna. 5th Yajna for Swamiji tells is Atma Samayama Yajna. This is a mental discipline. It is very much tougher than other yajnas because it has to control the mind, tougher than the sense discipline. We can avoid seeing some bad things which we don't want. We can avoid some smell, we can avoid some noises, or we can go away from the place. But the sense discipline is very, very difficult to follow. Next. The same Indriyani, all 10 organs, 5 organs of knowledge, Jnana Indriyani, 5 organs of actions, Karma Indriyani, the sense organs of knowledge, Sabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, and Gandha. 5 sense organs of action, Vak, Pani, Pada, Vayu, and Upasa. Upasa is reproduction, Vayu is expiation, Pada is legs, Pani is hands, Vak is speech. We can control all these things. The same Indriyani, all 10 organs. These are the all 10 organs. Next. These all 10 organs are very unruly, very unfriendly, very uncontrolled, very untamed. Sense organs are like wild horses. Tadavanisha says, this is the Ashwa, wild or something.
Wild horse.
Wild horse.
Wild horse, Ashwa, horse is Ashwa, wild is this.
Dasva.
And Dasta Ashwa. Dustana 10. All these 10 organs are Dusta Ashwa. There are 10 wild horses.
Dusta means in Hindi.
Bad.
Yes.
Worst.
Yes.
Next.
Even in Tamil.
By sense organs are all wild horses. Katavanishwar, near Kelly. Anybody else? Other than Arundhati and me, anybody else can start.
Yeah, I can
Tell us that. Tell the Athavanishwar. We told a story from Athavanishwar last time.
cut open.
It's also
Lata?
Nachiketa. Madam. In this guy, Chitra,
Oh,
she said about Nachiketa.
Yes, sir.
Nachiketa, why the Yama, Lord Yama has given 3 boons to him. Why? Tell you, Madam,
3 days.
why 3 days was waiting? Why he has given 3 boons to Nachiketa? Tell me, anybody?
It's very stubborn.
He is very stubborn. So he has given 3. Anybody else? Arundhati.
3 days he
3 days he was
3
waiting.
days he was
When
waiting
the
for
guest is, just listen. When a guest comes to a house, if you avoid him for 1 day without food, you will lose all your
all the punyam he gathered.
ஒன்னொன்னா போகும் முதல்ல ஒன்னா போகும் அவனுடைய செல்வம் போகும் ரெண்டாவது அவங்களுடைய வாகனம் போகும். வாகனம்லாம் போகும். மூணாவது சந்ததி இருக்கு. One of this fellow was avoided by the not giving first food. First, you'll lose all your wealth. Secondly, if you don't give, that farm will come as losing all the vehicles or any like that. Third day, if you continue, you will lose your whole generation, your next generation. So, he will tell, Nasikethan will tell, I was waiting for 3 days without food, without eating water. So, you will get 3 powers. Who? Yama. He said immediately, I will give you 3 pounds for this. Then only he gives 3 pounds.
But Nachiketa doesn't take single boon.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, he will
Takes the
let's.
No,
He will ask the.
Last.
No,
First,
so
first what will say, first
I want to go.
is I want to go back. When I go
but
back,
before he doesn't
My-
take any boon. He says, I don't want any boon. Then he insisted by giving his the Swarnam, he gives it. He said, I don't want. Then he said, what do you want? Then he says, I want the knowledge by which no desires.
first father, First
he
my
asked,
Then he
my
says,
father has given
no,
some
then
steps.
he says, okay, I will give that knowledge, but you take all the 3 boons. Then he asks, Katha Upanishad, there are 3 chapters.
Then
Each
Katha
chapter
Upanishad.
has 2. We will do,
Santoshad business no.
maybe we'll do Katha Upanishad after this.
Madam,
Katha Upanishad we should do after. After one or
Santoshad business.
What's that?
Santoshabhanishad. Santoshabhanishadல வர ஸ்டோரி என்னன்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, ஒருத்தன் வந்து நின்றுட்டு போட்டேன். அவன் இல்லை 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 என்று அதுல பாட்டுல வரும். அவரோட ஒண்ணுமே இருக்காது. Everyday you will go for picture. Everyday he has got a 10 by 10 feet, 100 square feet of land, in which he is staying there and he is begging every day. Every day is beg and going on, it will be going on like that. One finally he will die. So all the people surrounded him, they wanted to bury him. When they buried 4th feet, they will get one box of gold coins. So this fellow has got wealth inside within him, but he is not.
He was poor always.
That comes in Santoshabhanishad.
Only the Upanishad which has been written by Shankaracharya Bhashya are supposed to be read. Otherwise, there will be everyone has one Upanishad. So maybe that Santosh Upanishad is someone who has written.
Santoshabhanishad
Maybe that is there.
It's there, sir, but Shankaracharya only Upanishad.
10 Upanishads are there, sir. Kato Keno Kaivalyam, Mandukya Mundaka, Taitriya, Chandogya, and Brother.
Also,
Krishna.
Krishna, disciplining the mind is very important. Controlling the sense organs are very, very difficult. Controlling sense organs are very, very difficult. So you have to discipline your mind to become the master of all sense organs.
Sir wanted to say something.
நாட்டுல ஒரு சுகர் வச்சா ஞானி வந்து அது கரையாது. He won't say they experience it. Something is in his tongue. It won't get dissolved. That much.
Control. Oh no.
That is
Control.
Jnani yoga.
In Gurukula, there are about 7 stations. And Guru was like, every day they cook the food in neem oil.
Oh, neem oil.
Neem oil. And every day all the fellows are reading, they are reading, they are getting all knowledge, everything. They do all help for the Guru and all stuff going on. 3 years it was going on. Then one day finally one fellow started why it is taste is like neem. Why don't you use some other oil? He asked the people who served it. Immediately he was taken to the Guru. Guru said, so far we have done only neem. You didn't understand the test because your concentration on the studying. Now you started deviating away. Now you are able to understand it is neem. So it is over, you can go. So mind has to follow. I mean, we have to master the sense organs by your disciplining of mind. The mind.
Yes, please.
So, நீங்க எல்லாரும் எப்படி இதை ப்ராக்டிக்கலா எடுக்கிறீங்க கிளாஸ்ன்னு தெரியல. இந்த சென்சரி கண்ட்ரோல் வரும்போது நான் சில இது ஃபாலோ பண்றேன். இப்போ சார் வந்து கட்டோபனிஷத் அதெல்லாம் சொல்றாங்க. அருந்ததிக்கு நல்லா எனக்கு தெரியும். நான் அதெல்லாம் எதுவுமே வந்துட்டு இருக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா அந்த சமஸ்கிருத வார்த்தை, ஹிந்தி வார்த்தை இது எதுவுமே என் தலையில போகுது. பட் ப்ராக்டிக்கலா நான் வந்து இந்த 1.5 years 2 yearsல நான் ஃபாலோ பண்ணது என்ன அப்படின்னா, வீட்டுல நிறைய சொல்ல ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கேன். எனக்கு காது கேட்கல. ஏன்னா அவங்க பேசுறதுக்கு எனக்கு பதில் சொன்னா எனக்கு கோபம் வருது. எனக்கு அந்த கோபம் நான் படக்கூடாதுன்னா எனக்கு காது கேட்கலன்னு சொல்ல ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கேன். மறந்துடுறேன் நான் ரொம்ப அப்படின்னு சொல்ல ஆரம்பிச்சது. என்னமோ இதை ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணணும்ட்டு அந்த பிராக்டிஸ் வர வர எனக்குள்ளார நிறைய மாற்றங்கள் வர ஆரம்பிக்குது. ஏன்னா நான் யாரையும் திருப்பியும் ரொம்ப எதிர்த்து பேசுவேன். 100% கரெக்ட் ஆயிட்டேன்னு நான் சொல்ல மாட்டேன். அப்பப்ப நான் மறந்துடுறேன் கிளாஸ். பட் 7 நாள்ல 3 நாள் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்றேன், 4 வாட்டி மிஸ் பண்ணாலும் இன்னமும் ப்ராக்டிஸிங் கம்மியா இருக்கு, மிஸ் ஆகுது. பட் இதை ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் காது கேட்கல மறந்துடுறேன்னு சொல்லும் போது ப்ராப்ளம் நிறைய சால்வ் ஆகுது. இன்னர் ஃபீலிங் நிறைய ஹர்ட் ஆகல. 2 yearsக்கு முன்னாடி வரையிலும் இந்த கிளாஸ் வரதுக்கு முன்னாடி நான் நிறைய அருந்ததி கிட்ட டிப்ரெஸ் ஆகிட்டேன், அழுவேன். அருந்ததி இப்ப 6 மாசத்துல எத்தனை வாட்டி ஃபோன் பண்ணிருக்கேன், கூப்பிடவே இல்லை. அருந்ததிக்கு நினைப்பாயிட்டு மிஸ் பண்றேன்னு கூட நினைக்கலாம். I never call her. So in that way I'm practicing போது எனக்கு நல்லா.
So you are controlling your ears,
நிறைய
controlling your eyes, you are controlling your mind, everything.
மைண்ட கண்ட்ரோல் பண்றது ரொம்ப சிரமமா இருக்கு. பட்
You are controlling.
அப்பப்ப ஞாபகம் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். காது கேட்கலன்னு சொல்றது போய், மறந்துடுறேன்னு சொல்றது போய். பட் அவங்களுக்கு பதில் சொல்ல விருப்பம் இல்ல, நான் அவாய்ட் பண்ணணும்னு நினைச்சேன்னா எனக்கு காது கேட்கலன்னு நான் சொல்லுவேன். அட் த சேம் டைம் நாக்கை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். அதனாலதான் நான் இழைச்சிருக்கேன். சாப்பாடுல ரொம்ப டேஸ்ட் ஸ்வீட் அது எல்லாமே அப்படி இல்லை. இன்னைக்கு வயிறு ரொம்ப இன்னைக்கு கொடுக்கறத சாப்பிடணும், அப்படி மட்டும்தான். எனக்கு இதுதான் வேணும்னு நான் எதிர்பார்க்கிறேன். ஸோ ஆல்வேஸ் லைட்டா ஃபாலோ பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சா அது அப்படியே நம்மள டச் பண்ணிட்டே வருது, ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்குது. ஆனா அந்த லைட்டா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றது தான் கஷ்டமா இருக்கு. அதுக்கு மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் வில் பவர் எடுத்தீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா எல்லாருமே பண்ணுவோம். அண்ட் கேன் பி டன்ன்றதுக்கு தான் நான் சொல்றேன். இட் இஸ் நாட் லைக் பிரேசிங் மை செல்ஃப். ஸோ ட்ரை டு டூ.
This is Lata Upanishad. This is called Lata Upanishad.
But joke apart, what she said is correct. So in this verse and the verse before, see, like a basuri, God wants us to become like this basuri.
Hollow.
Whatever she said is restraining. One is way of restraining, not to hear, not to see, not to say. That is like not allowing things to come in, restraining, which is not easy. Willpower is there. Second is surrendering. The basuri just surrenders to Lord Krishna. Krishna decides how it will be functioning. No resistance. So if you can go one, we all can go one step beyond that. Someone is telling, it is not related to my Atma. It is to this body. It will go with this body. I am seeing something which cannot be avoided. It is going to go with this body. When we relate ourselves to the higher self, surrender to God, we are that basuri. Krishna will decide what music will flow. He will play the tune, and then if you are surrendering that way, then you are wrong. So first restraint, that is very, very good. But our goal will be more than that. Let people say, let people means anything happening around me is part of the karma. When I understand it's part of the karma, we have to go through it. But while doing that, we should not have agami karma, and sanchita karma should be completely erased. Is only by becoming a basuri in the hand of Krishna. So our entire life, this we should culture that we want to become that instrument, because always Krishna carries the basuri. Not even Radha will be there with him. So Radha has one question answers to him, why you carry this basuri? I am your wife. So he says this, that she is totally surrendering.
And, one more thing also, I never try to prove to others I am right. Earlier அதெல்லாம் நினைப்பேன், அவங்க என்னை நல்லவங்களா நினைக்கணும் அப்படின்னு. இப்பெல்லாம் நான் ப்ரூவே பண்றது. நீங்க எல்லா நாளும் நினைச்சுக்கோங்க, நான் இப்பதான். All these things are making us better off than our
Practical,
experience.
just practical.
Practically, some people are changing. But we are thankful to you.
Thankful to Swamiji. And as you said, we will go, sir, but now it's very restricted time. So when I come back, we made an appointment. We all will go maybe after Pongal when
Yes, sir.
they are everyone will busy. We'll take a good time, 1 hour. We'll make our AC bus go and come. Sure. Aruna ma'am.
द्रव्य यज्ञा सपो यज्ञा
द्रव्य यज्ञा सपो यज्ञा
योग यज्ञास्तथा परे
योग यज्ञा सतता परे
स्वाध्याय यज्ञानयाश्च
स्वाध्याय ज्ञानयानश्च
यतयः संशितव्रतः
यतयः संशितव्रतः.
Here, Krishna says, others of right effort and of firm resolve are practitioners of charity as a yajna, austerities as a yajna, yoga as a yajna, and the repetition and study of scriptures as a yajna. So, anything, sir? Others of right effort and of firm resolve are practitioners of charity as a yajna, austerities as a yajna, yoga as a yajna, and the repetition and study of scriptures as a yajna.
Others of right effort or anyway, okay.
It will come.
Here, Krishna gives 5 disciplines: Dravya Yajna or Dana Yajna, Tapo Yajna, Yoga Yajna or Astanga Yoga, Swadhyaya Yajna, and Jnana Yajna. So, Dravya Yajna or Dana Yajna, it is donation. We give varieties of charity. It need not be necessarily money, material, even sharing of knowledge. Without charging anything, without getting a fees, sharing our knowledge is also Dana Yajna. Here, Danam is considered very important yajna because everything should be flowing, nothing should be stagnant. So even the Danam that we make should be in proportionate to our wealth. I have often told, like, one person having 1,000 rupees donating 1,000 rupees is very much different from a millionaire donating 1,000 rupees. So here it should be proportionate, and as per our natural law also, nothing should be stagnant. Even like a river, it should be constantly flowing. Only I think there is even a proverb in Tamil, in a well, the more we take, the more water will come. So like that, our donation or charity should also be in proportionate to what we earn or what we have, and moderation in everything. We should not get things very much in excess than what we need. Our life should be Dravya Yajna way of life. Here again, that is why in olden days people used to do rituals, because once when they have collected a particular amount of money or wealth, or they will not give it out like charity, they'll perform yajnas in temple and they'll donate it off, like because so many times we see there are so many people dependent on that yajna, we can give it off to. So that was one main way of giving dana. So that is Dravya Yajna way of life. Next one is Tapo Yajna, where we have to master the sense organs. Actually, in so many houses or so many people, they practice so many fastings like Ekadasi Viradam, Kritikai, and so many things. So here Swamiji says, some people when they ask today Ekadasi Viradam, yes, why are you following Ekadasi Viradam? There is no food available at home, so I am fasting today. So that should not be the way it should be. It should be like we should accept it, and even if there is food available also, we should not be we should be willingly ready to forgo food on that particular day. So because if somebody forces us to follow certain things, it is like starving, and that will not be counted as fasting. So all types of rhythms, even people going to Sabarimala, they take that 48 days fasting and they eat only once. All that it comes under Tapo Yajna. The third one is Yoga Yajna, and here the practice of Astanga Yoga, the eightfold discipline prescribed by our Patanjali Rishi. And in that, Annamaya is disciplined by Yogasanas, which we practice yoga to maintain so that we can even sit for 1 hour, we can sit and concentrate without any trouble. The second one is pranayama, is for pranamaya yoga is disciplined by a pranayama. So, and the third one is manomaya, which we can follow it by meditation, and vijnanamaya is by done by studying. We have to do all this for the well-being of our physical thing, because it is, here Swamiji compares it to a musical concert. Only when everything functions unitedly in the same way or in a proportionate way, we will be able, the concert will be nice. Like, because when all the musical instruments practice the same raga or the same tune, it will be nice. If everything, if the flute is practiced in a different tone and tune, and if the drums are in a different tune, it will be like a chaos only. It will be very chaotic. We won't even feel like listening. So it here similarly, our body also, we should practice all these things to maintain. This is also one sort of yajna. One.
Okay.
Sir, anything, any corrections? Sir?
No. What is one more remaining now? Panchakosha.
Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Asamaya Kosha.
Anandamaya. It becomes Panchakosha. So Anandamaya means you are in bliss.
Yes.
When you practice all this,
All these
you are in
automatically.
bliss.
And next one is Svadhyaya Yajna, which is the Parayanam of scriptures, where here Swamiji insists like, even when we read few shlokas, it will be like we won't be able to connect, because only when we remember all the shlokas, we'll be able to understand and connect, or else it will all be standing like islands and we won't be able to connect. So here he recommends learning it by heart, so that even when we read, even with Dhyana Shloka, if we know all the 9 shlokas by heart, we'll be able to read it continuously and we'll be able to interlink all those things. When we start searching for it, by the time we search the third one, the first one will be forgotten. Or so here they say that learning to chant by heart is better, and that is Svadhyaya Yajna. And literature is divided into 2. One is Sutra and another one is Shloka. Sutra is in a capsule form, capsule statement. Entire Vedanta is in Sutra form. But Shloka form is more easier and metrical composition, where we can sing also. So here the Sutras and Slokas are uniquely devised for committing the whole thing in memory. Whenever we read, whenever we want to connect everything, it will be better if we have everything in mind. We just can't be going on referring again and again. So that is Svadhyaya Yajna, memorizing and practicing to learn the scriptures by heart. Jnana Yajna. So this is the meaning of studying the meaning of the scriptures. Once when we are knowing the scriptures, we can think about it and analyze it. All other sciences or disciplines like Karma, Kanda, Jnanam comes under Jnana Yajna, and the knowledge of scriptures, rituals, all those comes under Vyakaranam, and Tarka Shastra is the knowledge of logic. The knowledge of Mimisa Shastram is how to analyze the scriptures.
Mimamsa. Spelling Mimamsa. So in that, basically there will be one Purva Pakshi. So every time he will ask one question. The 10th man, he will always ask, where are the 9? Like that, one question answers Mimamsa.
So here Dravya Yajna also means the sadhakas who practice Dravya Yajna. Yataya is, it refers to the people who practice all these yajnas. And Yati is basically sannyasi, and Yati Raja is, he seeks, he is a spiritual seeker who is fully committed to it. Because sometimes people, they just do it for options. They just keep seeking spirituality as an option. But Yati Raja is somebody who is committed fully to spiritual seeking, and Yati is the one who takes spirituality as a top priority. And here Krishna is in real appreciation of these people. Samsika Vrata, they are people with firm resolve or firm determination to seek spirituality and finally moksha. Very
So we should remember this for
Comes.
who are doing this dravya, practices of yajna. We have done this yajna somewhere. Have we done this? You remember which chapter? 15, 17. Yajna, Dhanam, Tapas,
Yes, sir.
Ahara, right? So that time we have learned about this. Now, in this, what they are telling about the practices only for rituals, but there we have done so many other things. Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamas.
Yes.
These four people we should remember. We should try to be one of them, if not the highest. That is very firm resolve, determination, titiksha. But other things are there, being grihastha also you can do all these things. At least you practice it, at least by reading. When your resolve is very strong, not just reading, you will practice it, and that will be your priority. Samsthi Prataha. Other two is again, their priority is top, but there are other things in the list. If tomorrow someone asks you, what is your priority of moksha? What should be the priority? What is the priority of having moksha, getting moksha? If they ask you, give a list, and what moksha stands in which priority?
First.
It should be the only priority. There should be no list. That is what is samsthi vrata. Firm resolve that I will only get moksha. Correct? Otherwise, the priority changes. As soon as we go out of the class, moksha will come down, then second thing. So that type of thing is samsita vrata. He is going to be same. He is going to have the one resolve. Because in Purushartha we saw four: Artha, Kama, Dharma, and Moksha. Three are prayers, and one is Shreyas. Okay, next. Have we got time? Last verse, shall we take? Is it going to take long time?
Short only, sir, but I don't know, sir.
Please continue. Sir.
Apane yugvati pranam prane panam tatha pare pranapana gati rutva pranayama prayayana. Committed to pranayama, others offer exhalation into the fire of inhalation and the inhalation into the fire of exhalation, restraining the movements of both inhalation and exhalation. Some others offer them into the fire of retention. So we've already seen the koshas. First comes the Annamaya kosha, next is the Pranamaya kosha, and the third is the Manomaya kosha. So why is Pranamaya kosha in between the Annamaya kosha and the Manomaya kosha? Is because that is the vital organ of the body. So without any dysfunctioning of this prana will lead to the malfunctioning of Annamaya kosha and the Manomaya kosha. To have a healthy stula body and a healthy mind to work, prana should be in a perfect condition. So pranayama is again divided into two types. One is physical exercise. Physical exercise is what most of us do. Who practice pranayama every day. We consider it as a physical exercise and we do. And the next is garbha pranayama. That is the people who, when a mantra comes in, most of the Brahmins in the morning, Gayatri, they'll do the prana. Called as what? That procedure they do.
I don't believe it.
Gayatri Japa, when the Gayatri Japa comes in, it's called as Garbha Pranayama. Anything that comes with the mantra and the pranayama is performed, it's called as Garbha Pranayama. And next, we all think Kundalini Shakti. What is Kundalini Shakti? That bringing the Kundalini Shakti up to the head makes us jnani. No. But this Kundalini Shakti is basically, Kundalini means it is called as coil. And Kundalini is because it's a feminine energy, so Kundalini Shakti. That is potential pranic energy. So everything we have potential pranic, potential energy is hidden within us. For example, for us to understand, let's take, can our body run? Yes. But immediately you ask us to run, is it possible for us to run? No, it is a potential form for us to run. So we have to walk for first day, we have to start walking slowly, then catch up the speed, and slowly, day by day, we should increase our level to start jogging. So in the same way, this jogging is a potential form of energy hidden in our physical body. Same way, this Kundalini Shakti is also a potential pranic energy. There are many ashramas teaching us how to bring that energy up, but this is nothing but they are siddhis. They are for material benefits. To attain jnana, this energy is not necessary. So what happens when you do pranayama, that is the breath control, that focusing power increases, you quieten the mind and your breathing is smooth and you discipline the pranas. Actually, do we breathe? Yes, we breathe. But do we breathe consciously? We don't even know when air is going inside and when air is coming out. That should not be the way of living. We should consciously breathe in and breathe out. So, Puraka, that is what is Puraka means, offering the outgoing breath into the incoming breath. That is breathing in. And next, Antra Kumbhaka. That is Kumbhaka means holding the breath. And when the air is inside you, and you hold the breath, it is called as Antra Kumbhaka. And Vichaka is breathing out. And Bhaya Kumbhaka is when you, after you breathe out, you hold without breathing in. And that is called as Bhaya Kumbhaka. So this is done in specific duration with timings is what pranayama is. And when it is not practiced with particular intervals or alternate intervals and without correct measurements is done, then naturally that will also affect us. So pranayama has to be practiced consciously with counts in mind. We have, for example, we take a particular pranayama that every day we do, Kavalapati. So what happens when you do Kavalapati? That whole your body is aligned, your depression goes away, your breathing improves, your heart rate improves, and your digestion problem is solved. So there are many factors attached to that particular one pranayama. Like that, every pranayamas what we practice have benefits attached to it. So,
any timings for nature
to my understanding, sir, Antra Kumbhaka and Bhaya Kumbhaka should be in the same interval. That is, breathe in, எடுக்கிறீங்க and for count you are holding இல்லைங்களா, நீங்க விட்டதுக்கு அப்புறமும் அதே கவுண்ட் நீங்க வந்து விட்டுருக்கணும். இப்போ 4 counts எடுக்கிறீங்க. இல்ல இல்ல அது ரெண்டு கரெக்ட் தான். Antra Kumbhaka and Bhaya அதுக்கு நிறைய வேரியஸ் டைப்ஸ் இருக்குது.
Bahya Kumbhaka.
No, sir. You tell, sir.
No, she says.
Bhaya Kumbhaka.
Bhaya Kumbhaka. Antara.
Bahya. Antara Bahya.
Sir, there are so many
What
different.
Trimular says, you inhale for 8 seconds,
8 counts.
keep it for 32 counts, send it out by 16 counts. 8, 32.
Sir, in the maths, the 8 counts breathe பண்ணனும், 16 counts hold பண்ணனும், 32 counts வந்து நீங்க விடணும். The counts விடுறது தான் ஜாஸ்தியா விடணும் சார். இல்ல இல்ல சார், அத நானும் படிச்சிட்டு திரும்ப
Sir, there are so many different.
The 32 counts slow விடணும் சார். அதே 16 seconds விட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் மூச்சே இல்லாம அந்த Bhaya Kumbhakaவை நீங்க மெயின்டைன் பண்ணணும்.
Even 4 counts also will be difficult. You try it.
Sir, but once, because I
It has to
got
practice.
into yoga
See,
class.
when you control your breathing, your life will be expanded.
Yes, sir.
For example, dog, compare dog and the Sami.
Tortoise.
Dog will live only for 10 to 2 days. The tortoise will live for 1,000 years. But the breathing is 4 breaths per minute for tortoise. For dog, 42 respirations per moment.
So pranas means it doesn't mean only breathing. Prana, we all know what prana is. That is basically energy generating organs in our body. This is apana, vyana, udana, samana. So all these are also streamlined and controlled by the pranayama what we practice.
Apana is also waste removal. You're right.
Yeah, apana is waste removal. Dhyana is circulating oxygen and nutrition throughout the body. Samana is responsible for converting food into nutrition. And Udana is the happens reversal system of your body that particularly happens when during the time of a death or when you eat something. Your body needs to that doesn't get well along with your body. Then you practice Udana is practiced. Like vomiting, diarrhea.
And that's why they first, whenever they do puja, they will do Achmani, Pranaya, Swaha, Apana, and Swaha. They do this
They
every
do
time.
this.
Every time.
For Sandhya Vadanam, when they practice the Sandhya Vadanam,
Any puja.
any puja, but particularly when they practice the Sandhya Vadanam, they do all these things and starts with a mantra.
Tirupuri.
Sir, but actually, I joined one yoga class here, and there we do pranayama. I do weekly 1 day we do it for 10 to 15 minutes. After that, this we say no, sir, it is extended by nearly 15 to 16 seconds. We can it makes a lot of difference. Pranayama.
Tasya namatarya tameva prashishyate.